Hey guys, GoldenKnite here and welcome to another vlog. I have a really good story, but I'm going to save that for the end of the vlog. We're going to do a little bit of updates because I haven't done one in a little while, so let's get in it. First and most importantly, there will be no live stream this Sunday. I am going to Ravenwood Castle for my birthday. My birthday is September 6th, but this weekend is my birthday weekend since it has Labor Day. It's an extended weekend. But I won't be doing a live stream. I will be releasing some videos. I'm getting those all staged now, so it should go through Saturday and Sunday. I know I said generally I'm not going to release videos on those days anymore. But especially since I'll be live streaming on Sundays. But I will be releasing them this weekend just because I'm not doing the live stream. Second, I started writing my script finally. I told you guys how I wanted to do some like YouTube little videos and things like that. So I finally formulated my idea properly and I'm starting to write it down. The script's only a couple of pages long and it's probably going to be, I would say, about 15 minutes in length. I'm not going to release a lot of details until I have the script completely finished and I start doing the shooting, but I'll tell you a little bit about it once I get there. But it's very exciting the way I'm doing it. It's going to make you guys actually involved in the video, which would be pretty cool. So merchandise I said I would release like probably several weeks ago, but I ran into some issues. I have my designs all done for the front of the shirt. That's really easy to do. But the patch I wanted to put on the shoulder, there's a lot more stipulation when it comes to that. They have a lot of criteria you have to follow or the patch won't come out properly. So I ran some issues. Basically, my patch is too detailed. I need to simplify it. I'm working on doing that now. It's difficult, but Espeon from Pluto may be helping me, but that is what the holdup on that is. So I'll try to get that done as soon as possible, and then I will showcase one of them. But I'll probably end up releasing the store before I even showcase because of how long it's taken me to actually get that up and running. So I've gotten a lot of requests to make a Discord server, which I've actually started doing. I've been doing a lot of tests, and it's running great so far. I'm using a lot of bots. I'm just learning how to use specific bots. But the only thing I'm working on now is creating categories for the server so people can post in the appropriate category and it's not just flooded with all this information that you don't really want to see. If you want to see general information, obviously we're going to have general, but I want to do like pictures and other things like that. I have to create categories. I'm not done yet. I'm hoping to have that released by the end of the week since all my other tests have come out good. Creating categories really isn't that difficult. I just have to sit down and think about it. If you guys have any categories that you want me to include, put something in the comment below. So I'm sure you noticed that I generally edit my live streams. I'm working on a way to not do that because I know YouTube, when you record the live stream and release it for everyone, it plays back the chat directly through YouTube, which is really cool. But I've been editing it because I need to put my end graphic on there. So I'm a little backed up on live streams. You'll start seeing those pop out. That's not necessarily the live stream that happened that week. Just be wary of that. You can watch it. You probably watched it already. If you didn't, then you'll be caught up because you can actually start watching it and catch up. And lastly, it's story time. So a couple of nights ago, we woke up at around 5 in the morning hearing noises. I thought it was the wind blowing through our AC unit. We don't have central AC. We have window units, so I thought maybe it was really windy, blowing right through there, even though it was off, and pushing around like some of the plastic bags. But we heard we have a couple of plastic bags in our room, heard them moving around some, and then started hearing some fluttering noise. And I honestly thought it was the fan inside the AC unit spinning because of the wind outside, which makes absolutely no sense. But I was tired, and that's how men are. Be like, oh, it's just the wind. Just go back to sleep. But it got to the point where GK girl was a little scared. She initially thought it was someone in the house, and then she thought it may have been ghosts. I actually thought it may have been ghosts since it's a new place. So I was a little worried about that. So I turn on the light, and of course I got blinded because I was looking right at the light, and she screams. And I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, what is it? And I immediately thought maybe it was a ghost staying there, a person staying there. I don't know. And then she yells out, it's a bat. And I finally was able to see, and there's a bat flying above our bed in a circle. It was really freaking creepy. 5 in the morning this happened. So imagine waking up to an animal, a wild animal, flying around in your room. So she didn't know what to do. I'm trying to think as fast as I can so we can get out of there because you can't just get up and run. It can get you, it can bite you, something like that. So quick thinking. I pulled the comforter over us and I said, we're going to pull the comforter off the bed and we're going to use this as cover. So if it even does run into us, it'll hit the comforter. We didn't go too fast, and that's important with a bat because if you move too quick, it might not be able to use its echolocation to hit off of you and know that you're there. So it could end up running into you like that. Obviously, if it's a rabid bat, it might just run into you anyway, but that will protect us. So we're able to get outside the room and close the door, and you could hear the bat still in there. So we go downstairs and I called animal control. They end up getting back to me around 8 o'clock. They get there at about 8:30. So the bat's already been in our room for a couple of hours. And there's a chance that maybe it would have left wherever it came in, something like that. But apparently bats only need a very, very small hole to get into your house. I believe I read that it can be as small as 5/8 of an inch. 5/8 of an inch. You know, that's really tiny. It's like the size of my eye hole. So they can crawl right through there. So basically they can get in anywhere. So that includes going under cracks of doors. So initially I thought that they came in through the attic, went through our exhaust fan, and then crawled under the door. But it wasn't the case. I'll explain what actually happened there. But after animal control got there, they started looking around. They didn't see anything, probably because it was kind of morning now and the bat probably went to sleep or got back out of the house. So they brought in a thermal imager. Now, we have a boiler, so we have baseboard heating, which basically means there's like little fins and water runs through it and the heat goes into the fins and then radiates out. It's the same way as how your computer works. If you guys build a computer, it's called a heat sink. It takes the heat, pulls into those fins, and the fan blows through those fins to cool it down, and the heat kind of dissipates. It does the same thing with that, except there's no fan or anything like that. It just kind of dissipates into the air. Since it's colder and the water in the fins or the heat in the fins is hotter, it automatically is going to go into the colder areas. But since we have those, they're made of metal, so a thermal imager doesn't go through there, and that's what they were using to try to see the bat. You know, easiest way to try to find a bat. So I go around a bedroom, doesn't find anything. He walks around the rest of the house, goes into the attic, and doesn't find anything in the attic, and he comes downstairs. He said he couldn't find anything. It may have found its way out. At this time, the owner of the company, Brandon, he comes over. Since he was right down the street from us, he decided to stop in. He said sometimes they like to hide in the baseboard heating. The weirdest thing, though, when he came in, he goes up the stairs, and you think he would go right into the master bedroom to start looking at the baseboard heating. No, he makes a beeline right into the guest bedroom, and he goes up into the attic first just to look around, and he said he saw some guano, and he said it smelled kind of funny. But then he goes back down, and he just removes the baseboard heating in the guest bedroom, and lo and behold, there was a freaking bat in there, and he found it. He grabbed it. He just grabbed it with his hand right around the neck and took it outside. They were pretty humane when it came to taking it. But I thought it was so weird that he went into there. But I mean, like, they could get underneath the door and stuff like that. I just thought it was very interesting that he went straight into there and he didn't check our bedroom where the bat initially was. So that cost us about $300. Money we did not have. We also had an inspection with it though, so it would have been a little bit cheaper, but we had them go around the house. So of course, Megan's now on edge. We were not initially going to go into work, but since they got done with it so fast, it was about 9 o'clock. We decided we would go in. She made it in about 11. I got in at about 10. So that night, I'm editing my video. This is the Minecraft video I put out, the last day on Earth. And I'm sitting at the kitchen table editing my video. And I see something out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what was that? I thought there was a giant, like, kind of moth in there. And when I looked over, it was gone. So I was like, okay, I'm just seeing things. And we're just on edge because there's a bat. There was a bat in our house. And it was in the morning. So I continue to work. And then I hear GK Girl say, Mike, did you see that? And I look again, and as soon as I look again, a bat comes flying through the house. A second bat. There was a second bat in the house. So of course we freak out. It flies right into the family room where Megan was, and it stayed in there. And I told her to just cover up on a blanket, and I was watching it, waiting for it to kind of fly back out. As soon as it flew back out, I watched it. It actually went right back upstairs where it came from. And then she got out. I told her to go into the downstairs bathroom so she was safe. And I'm running around with a towel, like holding a towel like this, trying to like guide this thing out. And she's texting the people to see if they're going to come back out and take care of this. It's only been a couple of hours. It hasn't even been 24 hours and there's another bat. So that means either another bat got in, which is highly unlikely, or there was a second bat and they missed it. So I go upstairs and I kid you not, it was like there being a murderer in the house. When I got to the landing on my stairs, you guys have seen the walkthrough of my house, I'm looking down the hall, and all I see is like a door here, 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 here. All the doors are open, and I'm just standing there with this towel staring down there like, oh my God, any one of these, a bat can come flying out of and hit me in the face and possibly bite me. So I'm freaking out, and I felt like in a horror movie where the hallway got longer. It's a short hallway, but it felt like it got longer just because I was staring down it so long. So I decided to get in there, hold it up by my face and kind of go low because the bat would be high. And I popped my head in. When I walked in, I left the door open and I started looking around just to make sure I wasn't in a specific room, and then I closed it. So I left our bedroom for last. So I closed the bathroom. I go in the guest bedroom, nothing in there. Close that door. Go into Megan's office, nothing in there. Close that door. And as soon as I close that door, I turn around and over my shoulder, the freaking bat was coming at my head. And I duck back and I fall over in the back of the thing. And I actually fell down the hallway holding up my towel like this, like an idiot. Like, oh my God, don't run into me. And it's staying up at the ceiling because it's not rabid. It's just trying to find a way out of the house. It was still scared the crap out of me. I ended up like shimmying into the master bedroom, closed the door, and I had a crack I was looking out of. And after I didn't see it going back and forth through the crack anymore, I assumed it went back downstairs. So I opened the door. I was right. Go down there. I see it flying around. It was in the dining room, started flying around. Then it flew into the family room. And I actually didn't mention this, but after it left the family room initially, I opened up our slider door. And I'm just watching it. I'm just hoping it will go out because they're smart. I mean, if there's an opening, they're going to find it and leave because they don't want to be in there. That's not where the food is. So after 3 circles in the family room, flies right out the family room door. So I run over there. I close the door. I'm like, oh my God. All right. So the bat is out of the house, but now we're worried there's more bats. So, I mean, the guys inspected the house. You think they would have caught that, but they said there was no nest. So I don't know where this bat came from. So I go and talk with Megan, and they said the guys will come back out, but they're going to charge us again another $300 come back out because they're not sure if it's like a different bat or if it was a bat that was already in there. So basically, they had no guarantee, which is honestly, it's bullshit. I mean, that was not fair at all. And actually, Megan thinks that they left the other bat on purpose so they would have to come back out and we would think we'd have a problem. And I'll explain that a little bit later. So I was like, fine, screw it. Since you guys screwed up and didn't catch the bat, I'm going to do my own inspection. So I started going along to all the baseboard heaters and I started tapping with a hammer. Not enough to do any damage, but enough to possibly scare it out or make it make a noise. That's all I needed to do because I didn't know if there was more in there. After going through the whole upstairs, there was nothing. We didn't think there'd be anything downstairs. I wasn't really worried about that. But I'm almost certain it came in through our window. So the downstairs window unit we have, I made a nice seal with wood. So there's no way anything can get in besides possibly like bugs, but no animals could ever get in there. But the upstairs, I just took this foam insulation, it's about this thick, and put it along the bottom. So technically anything can push it out of the way. Plus there was a little bit of a hole. So I think they came in that way and there was 2 of them. The guy did say they could travel in pairs, but obviously he didn't find the second one. So I think he got in that way, which later I confirmed when I took the air unit out. There was guano down there. There was 4 pieces of guano, which means they were sitting there and they crawled their way in probably as morning came, or maybe they saw bugs and they went in there. So that's how they got in, both of them. So they followed each other, which is crazy. But the funny thing is when that guy went into our attic, he said that obviously he found guano. And then he said, guano is poop, by the way, bat poop, if you didn't know that. You watch Ace Ventura. He'll tell you all about that. And he also said he smelled pee in the attic. I've been in the attic, and Megan has a very, very sensitive nose. So she would have smelled it as well. I'm like, I didn't smell that, but whatever. So he was actually trying to scare us to pay for the inspection that I did. So when they do inspection, they write up a report on how much it would cost to seal your house from all these animals and stuff like that. And it came out to $2,600. We didn't even have $300, but we had to pay that. And he wanted to charge us $2,600 to seal the house. Granted, they were going to do a lot of work, but it was probably going to cost them about $500 in materials. So all the rest of it was going towards labor, which probably wasn't going to take that long anyway. They just wanted to rape us. So basically, he was trying to just scare us. They did not come in through the attic. I'm still going to make sure I seal off the attic a little bit, but they didn't come in through the attic. They came in through that window. So when I took out the air unit, we're fine. The moral of this story really is to make sure you finish your job. I was going to seal that window more, like better, but I just never got around to it because I was busy. I was kind of lazy too. I didn't really want to do it. So I still have to seal that window. If we put in the AC unit again, I need to make sure the window's sealed so they don't get in because they could be coming there. But the funny thing is, the next morning, we also heard scratching coming from there. I think there was a bat sitting on the windowsill, but it didn't matter at that point because it didn't get in, so I didn't really care. But that is my story. If you ever do wake up to seeing a bat in your room and you're not sure whether or not it bit you or anything like that, it makes like a staple mark on you. And if you do go to the doctor after that, they're going to say you have to get rabies shots. Rabies shots go into your arm. I think you need to get 4 of them. Megan looked it up just in case. We checked each other. We heard them when they came in, and we checked each other just to make sure. So we were fine. It will definitely be red, so you'll see that. But we were more worried about that. But the fact that they got themselves out of there, they weren't rabid. It didn't seem like that. Usually rabid bats can't fly. Even if they can, they're going to kind of be hitting things. Bats generally, when they're flying around, will not be running into stuff. If they're running into stuff, then you may just want to get yourself the shots just in case. But that is completely your call. If you call animal control, they won't force you to do that, but they'll tell you need to. And just so you know about rabies, once you start showing the signs of rabies, that is when it's too late. You'll die. So if you are worried about that, make sure you just get the shots just to be safe. But that's my story. That was a lot of fun. So in one day, my day started at 5 in the morning, and then it ended at like, what is it? I think we went to bed at 10, but like at 9 o'clock is when the bat came swooping down because it's nighttime and it's like time to eat. Woo! What's for dinner? So yeah, that was quite an intense moment. It was really scary, but obviously the second time I saw the bat, I'm like, I'm doing this myself. I'm like, we're not calling these people up here again, especially since they're going to charge us. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Screw that. We don't have the money for that. So that is how I've been. I hope you guys have been well. I will try to do some more updates. If you guys want to see the castle I'm going to, check out the Instagram. I know that GK Girl will be posting pictures. I don't know if it will be this weekend or following throughout the week, but just keep your eye on that. It probably won't be on Twitter since Instagram is more towards photos. You can see it on there. You can also go on my webpage, and in the future, she created an actual area on my webpage for castles that I visit because I want to visit a bunch of castles. But I hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe the videos, and check out my social media sites. But thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, huzzah!